morning, everyone, in the TeenTech Global Youth Summit. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to chat with you a bit and share some thoughts and reflections with you. My name is Ali Faramawy. I work for Microsoft. I run Microsoft's business in Middle East and Africa, and I do a lot of work on the company's strategy in using technology to transform societies and give opportunities for people, particularly in emerging markets. I have to admit that this is a pretty intimidating crowd. First of all of you are younger, substantially younger than my own two sons, who I already have some challenges in kind of like communicating with. I mean, you have fresh perspectives. You're not inhibited by anything. You dream and you think. It's also quite intimidating to talk to you about the future or what you can do for a future that it's actually yours, not mine. I love your slogan. I love the innovate. I love the collaborate, and I particularly love the create. It shows that you're pretty serious. You're not only going to think. You're not only going to interact and collaborate, but you're planning to put all your efforts, all your brain power, all your creativity into something real. And what I really wanted to talk about today was, a bit of technology, but maybe more importantly is hope, a time when the world is struggling with hope and transformation, when more than 60 or 70% of the world is struggling to eat. I know that the last few weeks highlighted problems that we have been seeing for many, many years. The incidents in France or in Beirut or in Belgium or in Mali or in Egypt were all of the same. It's how people took their differences completely in the wrong direction. And instead of connecting and collaborating, they did the absolute opposite, and they made their lives and our lives very difficult. I've been very, very fortunate to work for Microsoft, a company that believes in realizing or empowering people everywhere on the planet to achieve more. But maybe more importantly, in my experience in Middle East and Africa directly, this is a region that has more than 80 countries. It has more than 420 official languages, thousands of languages, all the religions in the world, some of the most beautiful places in the world, and some very, very challenged territories, some of the richest people in the world, and the majority of world poverty. It also has 7 of the world's top 10 spenders on arms and ammunition. For a lot of people, this is a region of conflict. This is a region of challenge. But for us, and lucky again enough to have people from all of the Middle East and people from Israel, Arabs, Christians, Jews, all religions, actually uniting together and connecting to do something. It proved to me that when you have good people and you actually collaborate to do meaningful things, then great things happen and the world can actually look much, much better. That hope is not just a dream. It can be real. And technology is a way for all of us to express our opinions openly, peacefully, but also it's an opportunity for us to collaborate together on great things despite our differences. Diversity is a blessing, provided that we, put our hearts and minds to it. But I also want to talk about transformation, and I'm excited to share with you. I can go on this for a very, very long time, but I'm excited to share with you some examples of what transformation or what technology can do to transform the lives of people who have been very, very challenged with poor infrastructure, economy, health, food, scarcity of all of this, and challenges and things that we tend to take for granted. A few years back, we embarked on an effort focused primarily on enabling opportunities in Africa. Africa is not a small continent. Africa is a huge continent, more than 1 billion people, very, very young continent with more than 40% below the age of 15, as old or younger than you. It has, if you look at even the area of Africa, you can plug in all North America, all South America, all Russia, India, China, all of it, all together, like here in this map, all of it together, and you would still have some empty space to plug in some more countries too. It's a huge, huge space. The majority of the people live on pretty low GDP, but also the majority of the people are young, energetic, and want a better life and want to do better. One of the things that we looked at, and as we embarked on this effort, which we labeled 4Afrika with a K, and you can find that out, search it out on Twitter, on Facebook, 4Afrika. One of the things that we looked at was connectivity, and the lack of infrastructure and the cost of laying down cables everywhere constitutes a problem. But because the human brain is there, that's also an opportunity. And we went into some technologies that people were trying out. The guys in Microsoft Research were also looking at, which is the TV white spaces technology. This is the unused range of the TV spectrum, the old-fashioned TV antennas that you guys probably have not seen. So this very, very old technology with some modern thinking allowed us to actually send basically Wi-Fi signals to hotspots in rural communities. If you check out an experiment in a company in a territory, a company called Mwingo, in a territory called Nanyuki in Kenya, you would see how TV white spaces have actually enabled us to light up schools and light up communities and have internet cafes and even houses connected to the internet at a very, very low cost in areas where I want to tell you they did not even have electricity. We used in some cases basically solar powered antennas, and we used the solar power itself to actually connect electricity to the schools. And speaking about electricity again and the lack of power in some of these countries, I was really, really happy to work with a company called M-Coppa. And what the guys in M-Coppa looked at is that they've looked at houses that do not have electricity, tend to actually buy kerosene, and in order to have light at night, at a time where there is sun everywhere in Africa. So what they did was they created something like a set-top box that sits on top of the house, and it's actually a solar cell. And by the way, that's a pure cloud computing platform, an Azure-based system that actually, that solar cell, out of it comes basically 4 wires, 3 to light up rooms so that you can put lamps, and 1 to charge your mobile phone. And because it also tells you how important this cellular based networks in people's lives. And people don't realize how much the wireless, the cell phone networks have changed the way Africa operates, even in transferring money, in doing trading, things that you completely take for granted. And it's interesting also because those cell phones are not smartphones. They're mostly text-based feature, very, very basic phones that cost maybe somewhere between $15 to $20 or $25. And another example that I found also incredibly innovative was a company called Agin in Kenya. It's a combination of a farmer and a technologist who basically built an Azure-based, a cloud computing-based platform to help farmers who require small loans at harvest time in order to pay for temporary workers to help them during harvest, and then pay the loan afterwards after they sell their crops. And what this marketplace has done is it has actually identified the different farms, gave the background of the farm, the productivity of the farm, the track record of the farmer, linked that to the banks and insurance companies that give this, are willing to give those loans and to those farmers. And in a very, very short time, we had more than 120,000 Kenyan farms and farmers connecting on this side and actually getting the loans very, very quickly. Very, very sophisticated system that is cloud-based, but people don't see the complexity because everything is done using text messages. It's just an example again of how technology, a bit of creativity, a lot of teamwork can actually change the world and enable incredible opportunities for people. Look, I can go on and on and on, but your time is much more precious than wasting it all with me. I just wanted the opportunity to tell you, one, I'm very excited to have the opportunity to interact with innovators, creators like you, and two is that we rely on you to make our world tomorrow a much better place. Hope and transformation. Have a great day, and thank you.